with us as above, so below. We're talking about Thursday energy, which is Jupiter energy, which is my day of power. Y'all know how I get down. I am going to be on here till about 8:30 or a little less because I have to take my son to the airport. And so I want to come on live because I know that many of you guys are truly waiting. I normally come on later today, but it's so much going on my day of power. I also got good legal news for me on my day of power. So first of all, I want to say my Fedifun to and blessings to my Fedifun Oya and to Yansa. Also my Fedifun Ayao, also to Obatala and to Eligwa and to each and every one of you guys that are being notified that I am live. What's up, my Shamari from Chi-Town? As I go through this, I am going to give you guys an opportunity to operate in the arche that I have been blessed with. What's up, my baby Scorpio in the house? Keish, I want y'all to understand that no matter what's going on in my life, I'm always trying to make room, space for my lives in order for you to do, no matter what it's dealing with, unless I'm dead. But other than that, I try to be here and I try to give as much as I can. So therefore that you guys know what you're participating in, what you're buying into, and the things that are going on. So I got to burn this. What's up there, Jeremy? Salutations. What's up there, my Boaz, Karen O'Brien? What's up there, Lydia, my Fedifun Oshun? Now, I'm going to say, because some of you guys just getting in, all right, my Godiva Chocolate King. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, I had to put my tongue into that. Praise God. Now, I want to talk about something because I don't have a lot of time, guys, because I got to take my son back to the airport because he's going back to California. But I thank God for him being with me. And to all of you guys that both of my eldest kids were with me yesterday. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And I told y'all when I got out of the live last night, I did cleansing. I did work on my children. And in front of the Orishas, coming to find out that my middle son, my oldest son was fine. And he still got impartation. But my middle son, people were working on him, and so therefore I am going to take up that battle because I don't like when people play with my kids and they've gotten other conjurers involved, and so therefore now I'm going to take over that and I'm going to do Apostle Ely. Now if y'all think I went to war for Minister Mario, not you for the see when you fuck with my kids how ballistic I really get. I am not a nice person when it comes down to my children, and I don't care what their mama say, their cousins, aunties, uncles. At that point, that's about my children, and so therefore I go blank on you. Okay, so if you don't want none of that from Apostle Ely, then I would recommend you contacting me about my children. Let me straighten my children, because if you put your dick beaters, your spiritual dick beaters or your natural dick beaters on my children, then I'm going castrate you spiritually. You understand? So that's where I'm at with that. But I want to talk about something tonight, giving you guys still the education that is necessary, especially on my day of power. If you guys want me to burn incense for you, go ahead and already chime in for your incense burns, and I will get it done for you. And I'm going to get it really popping early. I want to talk to you guys because this is something I've gone through in my initiations and my callings. And so I want to talk to you guys why name change matters in the ATRs. ATRs are the African tradition. So in honor of salutations to my Madrina, to my Oba, and to my brothers and sisters. Renee said, Renee, y'all been showing out. Let me tell y'all something. And I'm going to say this all my life. Very few men folk is really investing in their spirituality. So all of my chaos energy being female counterparts, y'all have been showing out, getting y'all arche done. Y'all out spending these men hands down. And it just, no matter how much I try to encourage my brothers to get real spiritual work and spend resources in their spirituality, it is what it is. I have very few men that are really investing in their spirituality, and so it is what I can. There's nothing else that I can make you do or inspire you to do. Either you want it for yourself or you don't. So I want to talk about why it is important. There go my Pisces, Darius. Now, why name change matters in the ATR. Those are the African traditional religion. I also want to say hello to Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Hello to each and every one of you guys. Possibly you have motivated me to do better yesterday. Oh my God, thank you so much. And how to utilize my natural resources for a better tomorrow. All right there, Renee. That's what I'm talking about. Let me tell you something. You can't fix nothing when you ain't got your tools. You cannot repair none, restore none without your tools. So I was always taught it's better to have it and not need it, and then to need it and have it. That's just I have practicality with my conjure. I'm a Sagittarius, Moon in Aries, and rising sign Pisces. So I'm watching the clock because I got so much time to get so I can get him to the airport where he don't have no difficulties. All right. So we got almost a 2-hour drive. First of all, name change in John the 1st chapter, verse 42. This is when Jesus changed Simon Peter's name into Cephas. Now I want to explain to you why, when it comes down to conjure, che, chi, prana, why this is important, why this is a part of ceremony, is because you have to be identified by the spirits of the world by which the person that is doing your initiation or confirming you. A lot of times, the reason why a lot of people are able to be worked on is because there's too many people that know your government name. When we get initiated into the ATRS, we get new names. This is why I told it. I had offered this to my church family first, but I was telling those that want me to bless you in the name of my spiritual name that's in Ocha. That name is very different. That name is in Orishas. I have a name that I also have in Voodoo, and I have a name that I have in Palo. Name changes identify you with spirits, and by which spirits operate with that individual, male or female. Okay, what's up there, Natasha Falk? Dig on my chocolate. From my Aquarius from North Carolina, and then I got Unveiling and my Pisces in the house. Now, to all of you guys that do not understand, here's Jesus, Yahshua, giving Peter a new name, a new identification in his kingdom. Now remember, the reason why Peter's name had to change is because this is the same vessel that is going to be utilized to build his church. You have to be connected with the very che, the chi, or the prana of the particular entity, deity, or vessel that is being utilized for you to participate. Spirits identify in different worlds by different names. And so therefore, when I was praying for my kids in front of the Orishas, and I was utilizing my Ocha name, but they did not hear my Ocha name because I cannot mention that because they're not initiated. But I utilized that name to do their cleansing. I utilized that name to do their protection work. And in the process of doing their protection work, I found out that one of my sons was being worked on. So this is why it is important, because that name that I receive in Ocha is identified with my Orishas, and the same name that I received in Palo or any other spiritual practice. This is what the spirits and the ancestors or the Egons identify with. So now that Peter is going to be placed in a position to build Christ's church, this is why he called him Cephas, because he became the rock. And everybody understand that if you build upon a rock, then when the winds come, the rains come, your foundation shall not be destroyed. It is very important that people that give you divine names, this is why I tell people that think they're working with Minister Mario, you don't know his divine name. You don't know his name in Palo. You don't know his name in Ocha. So he was given a different divine name. So even when my son and my sister were out there at his gravesite, I was calling Minister Mario by his spiritual name. And if they'll tell you that the wind, the atmosphere started showing up and showing out. Okay, that's in John the 1st chapter, verse 42. This is Yahshua changing the name of Peter into Cephas. Then we have in Genesis, the 37th chapter, the 27th verse. This is when the angel, the celestial being, changes the name of Jacob into Israel. It matters who changes your identity in the spirit world. The man, the woman, or the entity that changes your name based off of their rank and based off of their position in that world, it matters. It matters what that person calls you. And this is how the spirits in that world align themselves with you. So as a child of Oya, I have a portion of her name in my name because that identifies me with that particular arena and that particular types of spirit. So just going in there, and many of you guys don't think it's significant that I told them, I said, those that want to bless me to bless in the name, all they got to do is $1,000 donation. I think we got 8 candles left for $100 donation. But those names that I utilize, even when it comes to conjure, so I tell a lot of my Christian folks that I utilize the 72 names of God. You have to be initiated. You have to be consecrated in those divine names to summon the Ache from those names. Then we got, so the angel changed the name of Jacob to Israel, and that angel gave Jacob of Israel the power with God and man. So people that have power to change your name have power to also give you power in their world. I'm going to say that again. People that change your name, just like your mother or your father gives you a name, and so therefore it gives you access to them and family. That's why that is important. Spirituality ain't no different. So then we have St. John, the 17th chapter, verse 6, is where, depending on your name, it reveals a certain power. So I'm going to use, for most Christian purposes, when we use the name of Jehovah Jireh, that name reveals the provision of God. Every name describes an attribute or energy or frequency of that particular God or goddess. So when we call, in my case, Maferifun Oya Yansa. When I say Yansa, I'm talking about the mother of 9 children or 9 spirits or 9 colors. You understand? So I'm talking about the spectrum of light of Oya, and she also rules the air. So I'm invoking, or in this case, Yahshua told the disciple that he had revealed the power. Everything that he was doing, healing the sick, raising the dead, was being utilized in the name of his Father. When they say, show me the Father, he said, I've been shown. When you see the manifestation of my name, that is the representation of the entity, the deity, or the God or goddess that man or woman is working for. That's why when Yahshua was on the cross and he was saying, Eli, Eli, they said, let's see if Elijah, because he was saying Elijah. He was saying, let's see if Elijah is going to come and save him. The name that you call upon is the Ache that you invoke or bring into your particular arena, or what I'm trying to say, presence. That's what I'm trying to get to. So we got St. John, the 17th chapter, verse 6. That has a lot to do with whether you be baptized in the name of Jesus Christ, because some of y'all say Jesus, but I don't do that. Or you get baptized, or you are being consecrated in the name of the Sephirah, which are the different aspects of the tree of life. Because I was also, I went through that process, and I also through Masonic order, I received my 33rd degree. So those that practice Masonic order, Eastern Star, will understand what I mean by that, and that has a lot to do with the Kundalini energy, because that's about all the vertebrae that comes up the spine. So each level in the Masonic order, they teach you how to rise to those the Ache until you get to the 33rd, which is representation of the number of years that Jesus ministered on the earth, or Yahshua. She said, okay, Monique said got 7 left of the New Year's candles. Those are only $100. But if you want me for those that can afford and that want me to operate with my divine name, I don't have a problem with that. But you have to donate $1,000 for me to do that, because I have to carry out certain things, and I will be doing animal sacrifices in the new year as well. So I got a lot of stuff going on. So I'm trying to get a lot of stuff done, clean a lot of stuff, try to get people in position. And that's where I'm at. Then we got Genesis, the 32nd chapter, verse 29. It says that's when Jacob was asking the angel for his name. A lot of our melanated people, because of Christianity, you're so concerned about who your head spirit is. You're concerned about who your guardian spirit is, who your ancestors are. Jacob never received the name of that angel, but he received the power from that angel. I'm going to say this again. Thank you for Monique for posting my cash app. Jacob, the angel never told Jacob his name, but it did not stop the manifestation. Please, sir and man, if you are fortunate enough to find out the name of your principal spirit or your guardian, that's all good. But I found out the name of my guardian spirit in voodoo through my Misa. But I have been receiving manifestation. So you knowing the name of your ancestor and they not moving for you serves you know. If they already with you, whether you know their name or not, when you ask them to defend you or to manifest for you, they know who you talking to. They know their assignment that they have concerning you. I'm not saying that knowing the name of a spirit is not helpful. What I am saying is not necessary. And I believe that many of you guys, no matter whether you knew the name of your spirit or head, you would not behave different. So knowing information and you're not going to behave different serves you no purpose. What are the benefits with sacrifices of animals do for us? Well, first of all, I'm glad you asked that, Shamari. I got time for that. Now, let me explain something, y'all. I don't do sacrifice like other people. I understand the particular animal that I am utilizing, and so I understand the ATRS, and then I also understand whether that animal has the capacity to bring prosperity, protection, whether that animal has because a lot of times we're utilizing animals that are not aggressive, and so therefore they're not. I would not use them for prosperity. Now we have animal sacrifices that we have to give to the Orishas. That is very, very, very different. It matters. Yes. You do not need their name. Juju from the block said, I want y'all to understand. I'm going to say it like this. I know my mother's government name. I know my father's government name. But when I say mama and when I say daddy, they know I'm talking to them because I'm their child. It is no different in spirituality. When we say Mama Chola, when we say Mama Oshun, every spirit entity, God, goddess, every Egun know you as their family. So when you say spirits that protect me from hurt, harm, and danger, the warriors know to step up, whether you know their name or not. The spirits that are there for your finances, if you got it like that, when you say that I need prosperity in that area, those spirits do know that whether you know their name or not, because there's going to be some deities and spirits that you're never going to know that, because some of them, because remember, names are words. Names are words, which are spells, right? To put spells on spirits. Now, remember, there are other entities that do not have names. They are frequency and their vibration. And and because we understand where they come from, because a lot of times you minimize or restrict that spirit in its real manifestation by the name. So when I call on Jehovah Jireh, when I call on El Shaddai or Adonai, or whether I call on Tetragrammaton, or what I call it, because I already have a relationship with these energies, to repeat a divine name that you're not in relationship with, it's like going into somebody's family that you have they don't know you. It is too many of you guys just getting information, and you yourself are calling on an entity or energy that you are not in relationship with, or you don't have that in your bloodline. Don't look at me and then turn around and say, well, Apostle Ely called on Jehovah Jireh. I have a relationship with that entity. If I call on El Shaddai, I have a relationship. I've been working with that energy for years. I practiced Kabbalah since a child. I learned that through masonry, through my spiritual dad, and I learned that through real conjuring. You understand? So I need to just wake up yesterday and start calling. Because let me tell you something. You can know a name of a deity or God don't mean you trust that name. David said, my heart is fixed and I hope in your word and I trust in your name. You also have to trust the name of that entity, that deity, or that Orisha or that Loa at the capacity where you can get manifestation from. Just because you call on a name does not mean you trust that name to heal you, to deliver you. So I don't want you to think because you gain knowledge of something that gives you a certain level of power. These particular scriptures that I am talking about, these entities did this. A lot of us, through Christianity, we do this to ourselves. We change our own name. The ancestor didn't change your name. The Loas didn't change your name. The Impungos didn't change your name. A Tata, a Mambo, a Hugon, a Padrino, a Madrina. Nobody. You decided because you read the Bible. You decided because you read a spell book. You decided because you feel like you have the mental intelligence to comprehend, and then you do your own type of spell work or conjure ceremony, and all of a sudden, and these spirits don't recognize you. If I want to practice Palo, I use my spiritual name. If I want to contact Mafedifun Ochosi, Minister Mario, I summon him by his divine name that I know. Even when when he passed away, Padrino, myself, and my Oba, we did a ceremony, but we did the ceremony of giving him Ache and blessing through his Ocha name. We did not use his government name. I need y'all to understand that there's different aspects of Apostle Ely, and so therefore there are certain things that I call on in order to get certain energies to be involved in your life. And when you are practicing other systems, you need to be initiated so you have the recognition, the certificate. My love that was here the other night when she got her certification with Microsoft. You cannot just be out here calling on names that you have no relationship with. No, I take that back. You can do it, but it don't end well. My ancestors recently told me not to worry about their identity. They said that they will reveal themselves through works of their hand, and for now. And let me tell you another reason. And I'm glad Unveiling and my Pisces said it. The more information a lot of us have about our spirits, the less work we do. For whatever reason, the less work we think we have to do. And just because my children call me daddy don't mean I'm going to do what they ask me. I'm still going to ask, why do you want me to do that? Just because my children know my government name does not mean that they have access to what I own. You understand? Stop making people think that when they get involved that they're going to have all this access to these spirits unless these spirits want them to have access. Having a name or a knowledge of a spirit only gives you so much access. You have the access of that deity or goddess or spirit because they want you to have that access. And each one of these instances that I have given you, Yahshua wanted Peter, that he turned into Cephas, to have access to be able to perform the type of working. Okay? In Genesis, the angel gave Jacob access to that particular world. And then Yahshua was given access by his father because his father gave him power to operate. Well, a lot of this stuff is being done is ass backwards. I have the access that I have because the spirits wanted me to have that access. I can perform the works with their names because they gave me that. Are you understanding? When you have me working for you, burning incense, giving that, depending on what I'm working with, I utilize the ATRS from that particular world and from that particular system. And so therefore, it's like, and I want y'all to think about it like this. If marrying a man don't change your status because his name doesn't carry that weight. When Ivanka married Mr. Trump, his name gave her certain access and certain weight. Everybody's name does not carry a certain weight. This is why you have to watch people when they're utilizing people's name. Huh? That's like the 7 sons of Sceva. We adjure you in the name of the Jesus that Paul preached. Oh, this is what people do. Because they do it with me, they can do it with anybody. They use the leverage of the weight of the name of somebody that has been proven and tested, but does not mean they're in relationship or they have that type of access. What most people do, especially around me, they try to convince many of you guys that they have more access with me than they do. The same thing, people in Ocha try to convince you they got more access with the Orishas than they really do. The same thing when it comes to Loas, the Inkisi, the Impungo, or Ancestry. I have the access with my Eguns, my ancestors, what they allow, the measure they have given me. I can know their name all day long. Because I know a lot of names in my ancestry on my mom's side and my dad's side that are pertinent to me. But I only have the access that they desire me to have. That makes sense? So the next time you baptize in the name of Yahshua, it has to do with what kind of access. If somebody going to baptize you, you want to make sure they have access to the name that they're baptizing you in. You want to make sure they have relationships and access to the spirits or the egon that they claim. So just calling names, Gabriel, Michael, Uriah, Raphael, Hanel, Sasha, Camiel, Cassia, Samael, Sandalphon. Just calling names or invocation and you don't have access, you cannot bring them spirits down or you cannot bring them spirits up. Because some of y'all get caught up when people are trying to mimic other people's knowledge or their relationship. When my son was, they'll tell you, well, my eldest son was there. It did not take long for me to break that word. It's like a couple seconds after invoking those spirits. That what was on him broke immediately, within seconds. That was not no battle, wasn't no strong, and the spirit started restoring his energy, his arche, into his body just that quickly. It did not take long. That's because I have access. It ain't the hat, baby. It ain't the shirt. It ain't the elekes. It's not the animals. It's what that man or woman has access to in those names and what those spirits, deities, goddess, whether you're talking about even when we're talking about Egyptology and we're talking about Kemet and working with what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to keep my mind focused on getting out of here on the proper time for my son. Bast, Nubis. You just can't be mentioning names, and that means that you have access to that. And a lot of times we're not putting in relationship with these entities, and so therefore you're not going to have that impact. Work with somebody that has the access to those deities, and then you benefit. Girl on Gargoyles asked a deity his name, and he looked confused. He said, "What is the name of that river?" They was in New York City. She said, "The Houston." He said, "Just call me Houston." Energy. I was going to be who I am, whether I was going to be Samuel Ely Jr., whether I was going to be Robert, whether I was going to be Terry, or whether I was going to be Big Daddy. It don't. I was carrying the Arche. Whatever my mother decided to name me had nothing to do with the Arche or the energy. I am still, whether you call it the Adonai, whether you call it Tetragrammaton, at the end of the day, what really matters is the access that you have to that energy. And that energy is responding to that name because of y'all relationship. You have been called Mrs. My ex-wife been called Mrs. Ely because of relationship. But when you break covenant, you calling yourself Miss Ely don't give you any right to sign checks in my. You understand? When you no longer have authorization, but you still have the name. Don't get caught up in that, is because sometimes you can be rejected by those spirits, and you still know their name, but they're not coming. In you, not on you. Exactly. So this is the thing that I try to make very simple so people can stop sensationalizing spirituality and really get into building relationships with egoons and spirits that are, or with people with that have access. And all I keep trying to tell you, in order for certain things to take place for you, I have to do certain works to get into certain position. But even getting in a position, they already gave me access. That's why those doors are opening. That's why those opportunities are opening. And that's why I'm able to do the conjure. And so therefore, whatever name that I choose to call on, I promise you I have access to that. I am not out here just name dropping and name checking when I don't really have those relationships. Because there's supposed to be manifestation. Every instance when there was a name change, there was a manifestation. Every single time. And let me tell you something, Oshun, like, that's why we got different Oshun. Because what Oshun reveals herself to me, what Oya reveals herself to me, what Yemiya or Ezeli, those energies, they the one choose what they're going to reveal. Same thing that the Father revealed his power to the Son. You don't determine that, they determine that. And based off of a name or an arche that they choose to have relationship with you, that's what you flow in. That's why that stuff is significant. That's why names matter. That's why chi matters. So when you want to grow, even like some of you got access to my talisman. You don't ever have to be initiated in Ocha I am. And those talismans work by my spirits that I have access to. And so they're going to do the job based off of their relationship with me. And that's what is important. When you put your name on something, you're putting your energy, your chi, your prana, and you're making it alive. You're making it legal. You're in other words, that with your name, you're giving a legal authorization in your reality. So there's no reason to call on Jehovah Jireh if you need a healing, because that's Jehovah Shammah. No, Jehovah Shammah is the Lord. Jehovah Rapha, my bad. I got a lot going on in my head. Because different names mean different things, so I conjure based off of the need. And so therefore I bring into the person's atmosphere with those names based off of the need. And because there's times that I call my auntie, there's times I call my uncle, my mama, I call my dad, or I may call my cousin. Every one of those names and roles that they play has nothing to do with their name, it has to do with their role. So it ain't so much in the name, it's the role that they play in your life. What energetically it's the same. What role those entities or spirits or egos are playing in your life, and they're going to respond to you whether you know their name or not. All right, so we have healing incense, better business. If you want me to burn incense before I leave, more than welcome. If you are trying to grow and develop, go back to the beginning of this video. I gave you, this is a scripture, John the 1st chapter, verse 42, that has to do with Yahshua changing the name. He's the Messiah changing the name of his disciple. And then Genesis 37:27 is the angel that came out of heaven that had to get back to heaven before the breaking of dawn. Changed the name of Jacob into Israel. These people have power to rename you. Okay? Then we have John the 17th chapter, verse 6, talking about how the power is revealed in that name. And then we have Genesis 32:29 is when you are asking, or somebody like me that's a conjurer and a necromancer, I'm invoking by the name because I want a particular energy, frequency, and ATRS, not only in my life, but in the lives of those, especially going into the new year. Aquarius reading. All right, let me get to that real quick. Because I got to go, guys, because I don't have, he got to get on that airplane. All right, I'm going to do this for, and if you want me to burn incense, I will get it done. All you got to do is put it in there. I'll take care of it. For my Natasha Foster, hear these words which I speak as I call to thee, that which in the dark, bring into the light of my eyes, concerning Natasha Foster, the Aquarius. Natasha Foster, the Aquarius, that which is in the dark, bring into the light of my eyes, concerning Natasha Foster, the Aquarius. What is it that this Aquarius needs to focus on? What is it that this Aquarius needs to focus on? All right. My Aquarius, look at here. Look how these cards are falling for her on my day of power. And some of you guys, you did a good thing for yourself by getting those candles. You did to some of you guys that already sent your $1,000, or they're going to be a part of that. You're doing yourself such justice. Okay, just let you know. Unity in shadow is Mem Yud Hey. It said, with these letters I pass the true look at these cards for Aquarius energy and the age of Aquarius. I can now see all sides of the problems that come before me. This talks about resolution, being focused on understanding that you're being there are tests that you are going through for your character, your spiritual character. My focus is upon unity and soul as opposed to division and selfish desire. This card right here is basically saying, I wish above all that you prosper, be in health, even as your soul prosper. Then you have, I got you there. Look at this card falling for Aquarius. Dialing God. Lamed Vava. It said, using this name, I can activate direct dial. This means that you're going to, this is affection fervent prayer right here. It said, I take in the name, I dial. Hear this again. I dial, I connect. My truest prayers are answered at the speed of light. This card, Natasha, is talking about something manifesting very, very quickly for you. And then your outcome card is the ancestors' memories. Ancestry. Memory foam. It said, Va Shin Resh. It said, the power of memory arises within my consciousness, and lessons of life are deeply ingrained in my being. In other words, this card, Natasha, is saying to you that your subconscious mind has the memory that's necessary in order for things to evolve in your life. It is also saying, just like water carries memory of anything you put in it, your subconscious mind is operating in that. So what is happening right now, that certain things have been ingrained from you, as the Bible would say, you are predestined. Your outcome card saying this is going to come to pass, and it has a lot to do with not the permissive will of God, but the perfect or the divine will of God. All right, my Aquarius, I still would read Psalm 100 before you go to bed. Darius, y'all, I got to get out of here. But if you want me to burn incense, I will get it done. Just all you got to do is either Cash App me or Zelle me and put it in there, and I will get it done. But I have to get out of here because I got to make sure that my son gets to the airport, and I like to give enough time. What's up, Tanisha? Aquarius in the house. I love you guys. I thank you and I appreciate what you guys are doing, and I hope that this is helping you guys a lot. Remember, if this is helping you, comment, hit that like button, hit those share. Those comments really, really, really matter. Okay, it really, really matters to the people that are reading and coming behind me. Okay, so at the end of the day, I still know what I'm talking about. I'm giving you some hidden secrets when it comes down to the names of how I do invocation, but I have a relationship, okay? But I will get that done. Y'all know I'm good for it, all right? That my son, Josh is going back tomorrow back to Georgia, and Trey's leaving out to go back to California. So I ain't losing them as in form of physically, but you know, I kind of got used to them being here, and now got to go back to my regular broadcasting. All right, I love y'all, I appreciate y'all, and God bless.